everybody, it's Blue Modifier and welcome to my second channel. My main channel is focused on all of gaming stuff, trying video games, talking about video games, all of that. So if you want to see that, make sure to check out that channel. If you're here though, you're here to dwell in the awkwardness that is me when I am not playing a video game. I will be doing random stuff about my life because people apparently enjoy what is my life. Random tags, challenges, things like that, vlogs, all of that can be found here. In this video, I wanted to talk about something that's been kind of a hot topic on some of my comments and especially on like Instagram and things like that, which if you want to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of the social medias, links are always in the description down below. Today we're going to be talking about my piercings. I would also talk about my tattoos in this video, but that is a whole different video because there's a lot to talk about. So this one we're focusing on the piercings. So as some of you guys may not know, I am a licensed body piercer. I have been for a few years. It is a passion of mine and I absolutely love it. When I became a piercer, I wanted to get pierced in areas I hadn't been before, so I'd be able to tell my clients about my personal experience, how healing was for me, pain-wise, things like that, because my number one question all the time when someone comes in to get pierced is, does it hurt? Well, a needle is going through your body, so I mean, it can, yeah, I mean, it's not gonna feel great, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, people pop out kids. This should be a breeze. Once I started piercing, my piercing collection grew quite a bit. It's calmed down since then, even though I'm starting to itch for a new one. If you were coming from my main channel and on here, you may notice this guy is gone. I took this guy out a few days ago and I'm still kind of getting used to not having it, but it was time for a change. It had a lot of scar tissue on it, and so it was definitely, it needed to go. So we'll just go and get started. I'm going to first off talk about this ear because this is the ear people tend to see the most because I tuck my hair behind here. On this ear I have quite a few. I have a forward helix that was done at a convention here in town, as well as my conch that was pierced at a convention in town. I have right here some people may call it like floating helix, faux rook, things like that. But it's just a piercing it's just right in that little cranny area. I also have my industrial pierced, which is one of my favorite piercings. I had always wanted that pierced. And then I have 3 on the earlobe going into the cartilage, and then my gauges, plugs, tunnels, any which way. It's usually preferred to say that you have stretched ears versus I got the gauges. I am a 7/16, which this is as big as I plan to go or want to go. If I went any larger, I'd probably end up losing my second earlobe piercings, which I kind of like those, so I'm done. These were all done, these were done on the same day. This guy was done 4 months later. This guy is one of the more recent ones. That was about a year ago. I had my earlobes done, seconds done, and thirds done, like going from middle school into high school, things like that. I didn't really get venturous with piercings until I just turned 16, and my first piercing outside of like earlobes was my tragus piercing that I got done at the shop that I actually started apprenticing at. That's how I kind of got my foot in the door with the industry. I loved it so much, and I kind of both brought myself in and they welcomed me in, which, you know, that's always nice to be welcomed into something. That was my first, like, outside of the earlobes, exciting, like, ooh, I feel like a rebel. Clearly things have escalated quickly. I had that, and then I started to stretch my ears. Now, the ear stretching process took a very long time. I ended up taking them out, letting them heal, and then do it again, and then they stuck. On this side, I have a cartilage piercing. I have a little hidden rook piercing. Hang on, here we go. Little hidden rook piercing. I have another conch piercing because I really like them. They did not hurt for me personally. What I'm telling you is my personal experience. I'm not saying if you go to a tattoo shop and you get it done and it hurts you, don't come back at me saying it didn't hurt. I'm just saying my experience and how it felt for me. My conch piercings didn't hurt at all. Healing was a breeze, which is why I got the other one done, because it was like, I really like how this looks. So I have another conch, my tragus, and then I have going up my ear, which this guy actually is just one piercing because the spacing I had here was kind of weird. So I got this pierced, and this is a cluster, so if you can see, it moves. So that's a little cluster guy. And then obviously you guys can see every time I do a video, I have my nose pierced and I have my philtrum pierced. And I did have my eyebrow and just recently took that out. So those are my piercings. I don't have anything outside of my face or ears. I've thought about my belly button a few times and then kind of haven't done that. Everything's all right there to nice and show off and pretty ears. Pain-wise, honestly, my most painful piercing has been my philtrum piercing, and then my forward helix was not fun. Healing was not fun with it. My philtrum actually healed really quickly. It healed, I was able to downsize the bar after about 2 weeks, which is pretty typical with most piercings that you get. You can start to downsize after the initial swelling has gone down. Things like that. I won't get too technical with it because I tend to just spew things, and it's, yeah. This one was definitely the most painful. My eyes watered, my lips got all swollen, but then I got to experience what big lips were like for the first time, and it was kind of glorious. Yeah, philtrum was the most painful. Least painful, I mean, like I said, conches, earlobes, really not bad. On pain scales, like the industrial wasn't too bad. The healing took a while because it's kind of a rough healing, especially if you have long hair or you use headphones, which it's my job. I want to know what kind of piercings you guys have. If you're interested in piercings at all, if you have any piercing questions, things like that, leave a comment down below. I love talking about body modification and talking about self-expression. I love my job that I can, one piercing can change someone's entire demeanor. I mean, when I got my nose pierced, the stud worked for a while, and then I changed to a hoop, and it was a whole new ballgame. I felt confident. Every time I get a piercing or a tattoo, my confidence just, I feel more like me when I get something like that. So that's why I have what I have, why I have so many tattoos, why I have the piercings, because it's my body, and it's a blank canvas, so decorated. Like, I tell my stories, I can show people, like, I'm smiling because I love what I have done. So that's pretty much the gist of the ear piercings and such. I'm always kind of looking to change things out. I'm probably gonna get a hoop for my conch at some point. Yeah, I love my piercings. My nose piercing is probably like my favorite because that was the first outside of my ears that I got done, and I'd wanted it for a long time. I remember in 8th grade, when I was in 8th grade, I would take earring hoops, not that like fully connected, but like the ones that had the stud and then it kind of curved like that, and I'd break the curve off, and don't do this. Wasn't the brightest of decisions, but I wanted a nose piercing so bad that I would super glue a nose hoop to my nose and go to school. And because it was super glued, it wouldn't move. So the kids at school would always be, oh, that's fake, move it. And I'd be able to kind of do this without it falling out. And people, like, all of the kids were just like, what? And so when I turned 17, I asked my mom, and I was like, okay, I've been wanting it for a really long time. Can I get it? And I got it done, and I've had it ever since. It's my favorite. This was the last piercing I got, and I had seen a lot of photos and I was like, those look really pretty. I don't know because I have like no upper lip. Don't know how it'll work on me, but after getting it done, I love it. So it's one of those things with piercings you can experiment with compared to a tattoo, or once it's there, it usually is there unless you want to go through painful things or cover-ups, and again, whole nother video to go over. But with a piercing, it's an experiment to try something out, like my eyebrow. I had wanted it done for a really long time, didn't get it done, and then 2 years ago, in 2015, I got it done, and I loved it. And I had it done for a while, had to take it out because there were some issues. Then I had it done again, and then I got a double, so I had one and one. That was a little too much for this small face, so then I just had the one in for 2 years, and then I actually just recently took it out, and it's a fun thing to do. Experiment with things, try jewelry, this and this, to really just kind of find you. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my piercing video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for me, hit that like button for me as well. It helps out tremendously. And as always, I will see all of you guys in the next video. Bye!